Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make a simple, delicious tapenade that you can use for so many different foods. It only has 4 ingredients, and today we're going to use it on a piece of cod, and we're going to bake that in the oven, and it's going to be super delicious. So let's get started. The 4 ingredients are, and I'm going to chop them on the chopping board. If you have a little food processor, you can put them right in there, but I want to stress to you exactly how easy this is to do. So I'm just going to use a cutting board and a knife. So you're going to chop up the sun-dried tomatoes, just like this. And we'll add some more things and keep chopping. Get them kind of fine. And again, you can rough cut them or you can do them really, really fine. It depends what your taste is and how you're going to use them. So those are the sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to add olives. And it was 2/3 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes and 3 heaping teaspoons of sliced green olives. And you can get the recipe for all of this on my website in the recipes section. And just look for tapenade, sun-dried tomato tapenade. So again, I'm just going to add these in and chop them up. And then we're going to use garlic and mix that in. And you know, when you get to this point, you can actually just put it in the bowl and add things and mix it up there. We're going to add the capers, and that was a heaping tablespoon of garlic and 2 teaspoons of capers. Now with capers, I find that the flavor of capers, it adds a lot, but I find it's a little strong, so I'm careful with how much I use. So if you love the flavor of capers, by all means, go ahead and add more than 2 tablespoons. And you can adjust this depending on how you like it. If you decide you're a lover of Kalamata olives, you can go ahead and you can use Kalamata olives in this, or black olives. It's up to you. I kind of like the tomatoes with the green olives and then the capers. For some reason, they kind of all go together for me. So that's our tapenade. That's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you, we're going to put this in the bowl in just 1 second, and I'm going to show you some extra things that you can do depending upon whether you like them or not. I'm going to put this in a glass bowl, and this will keep in the refrigerator for several days to a week. And I hope you're using glass containers so that you're avoiding BPAs. If you use plastic, make sure it says BPA free. So we're going to mix this up in here. And I've got so much olive oil in my hands, I'm just going to kind of dry them off so I don't drop anything. That would be ugly. All right, so mix this up. And then one of the things that I love to cook with is anchovy paste. Now, I'm sure a lot of you out there are saying, anchovies, I hate them, I'd never eat them. You have to understand that anchovies and anchovy paste add tremendous flavor, but you don't taste them as anchovies. It's kind of weird. And in future cooking shows, I'll show you how to use anchovies in cooking too. So this is a little hard to squeeze out. I probably put in about 1.5 inches or 2 inches of the anchovy paste. And again, you don't have to do this. This can just be it the way it is. And then I put in probably a tablespoon of white wine. That's something that I do, and it kind of makes it marinate all together there. I'm also going to switch spoons. This one is just too big for what I'm trying to do here. So there we go. And that's our tapenade. There it is. Simple, delicious, beautiful. It's got a lot of color, and it's really going to punch up the flavor of the cod and make it colorful and delicious. I think you're going to love it. So we're going to go over to the stove, and I'm going to show you how I've prepared the cod so far. And then we'll put the tapenade and we'll get it in the oven. I'll see you over at the stove. Here we are at the stove, and I want to show you what we've got so far. This is a cast iron skillet. I love cooking with cast iron. And what I did was I sauteed mushrooms and onions, and I added salt, and I added pepperoncino. and I deglaze with a little white wine. So that's kind of the base of this. And then I've added the cod. I've got about 3/4 pound of cod in this pan. And I brushed it with mustard. You'd be surprised how much flavor mustard can add to a dish. So come on in and take a look. I want you to see what's going on here. You can see the mushrooms and onions. And you can add spinach to that too if you want to add that to your saute and get a little green going on in there. So you've got your mushrooms, onions, your cod, and you've got the brushed mustard. And you can use any kind of mustard you want. It can be a Dijon mustard, or it can be a simple, just a regular hot dog mustard. Doesn't matter. All right, that's what we've got now. Next thing we're going to do is add the tapenade. Now we're ready for our final step. We're going to take our tapenade and just spread it over the fish, which has already the nice mustard on top. Look how beautiful that is. Beautiful color, wonderful flavor. It's going to make your white fish so interesting. It really cranks the flavor up. And it's beautiful too. I've served this when I've had company and people love it. Oh, I was going to tell you too what else we use it for. Wait till you hear this one. We use it for breakfast. When you make an omelet, you can just put it in the omelet with, if you want to have mushrooms and onions or something like that. You can also just put it on top of a fried egg. It's unbelievably versatile, and you're going to really enjoy experimenting with it in your own recipes as well. Okay, that's it. So easy. Our oven is set for 400, and we're going to put it in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. One of these is thicker than the other, so I'll check it in about 12 minutes, and I'll see you when it comes out. This beautiful cod with tapenade has just come out of the oven. It's piping hot and ready to plate up. I wanted to mention a couple of ingredients that you may have seen when we were getting it ready to go in the oven that I didn't use. One was mustard, which is right here. I had that at the ready in case I needed more, but I felt that there was enough on the fish. And also I had a little vegetable broth in case the mixture looked dry and I needed to add some more moisture, but we had plenty of moisture in there from when I sauteed the onions and deglazed it with some white wine. So that's why I didn't use those. So let's take a look at what we've got here. This beautiful, beautiful cod. Very large fillet. I'm going to put this right on here. And it is piping hot. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. And take the onions and mushrooms and put those around the side. We've got plenty for a couple of meals. And you can make as much of this as you want. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, or you prefer, you can just cook this in a baking dish and you can make as much as you want. It makes great leftovers. We'll eat it over a couple of days and it's just delicious reheated. Okay, so that's that. Now, while it was in the oven, I went out to my garden and I picked some fresh basil, which I have sliced into julienne slices. And we are going to garnish the fish. Now, you can use basil, you can use parsley, you can use cilantro if you like cilantro, you can use dill or chives. Use your imagination. This is one of the beautiful things about cod is that because it's it doesn't have a lot of character of its own, you can do a lot with it. So use your imagination. And we're gonna put this nice piece of basil on there. And there you have it. Quick, easy, delicious cod with tapenade, and I think you're really going to like it. This is Cheryl Major with ThinStrongHealthy.com. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in my kitchen next time.